Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Spiritual Successor, a comedy video game design podcast, where we take your lovely submissions from all over the internet and turn those into the next AAA titles.
AJ, my short-term memory is shot this episode. Did you introduce your name? Because I think you should say your name.
I should say my name, shouldn't I? I'm your host. I am your host with the most, AJ Hart.
And I am your host with... Oh, fuck, you stole the good one. I'm your host. I am totally your adequate filler-in host who brings their own shit to the table. Blake Rea.
What kind of shit you bringing today?
I'm bringing a timer. I actually have exactly 1 hour from us introing to come up with the best video game we can, or I will literally explode. Yes. Before we were recording this episode, I had like a weird little health breakdown. Right as AJ and I were gonna press the record button, I suddenly started getting really sweaty and shaky, and like I told AJ, "Hey AJ, I need to leave. I need to go eat something right now." So I eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I eat 3 corn dogs, and I feel like I'm gonna just explode, and then I pass out for the past half an hour.
I'm sorry, I knew that you take a nap, but I'm sorry, you said that you had a tummy ache. Ooh, I feel really bad at tummy ache, nausea. And your immediate go-to was a PB&J and 3 corn dogs. Not one corn dog. You're just, that's good. That's going to sit in there. A second corn dog. My tummy's not quite fucked up enough. A third corn dog on your PB&J?
It wasn't
that was your game plan, huh? That was your pro strat?
I didn't eat them at the same time. I made the PB and jelly and ate it while the corn dogs were cooking in the oven. I had some semblance of structure.
Okay, so you started cooking 3 corn dogs. You said, "Oh, my tummy's really bad. I better cook 3 corn dogs. That'll make it feel better." And then while the corn dogs were prepping, you thought to yourself, "Nah, that ain't gonna fucking cut it. I need me a PB&J too."
You want to know something even grosser? I poured myself a cup of milk to eat with my PB&J, but I didn't finish it. So I just was eating corn dogs while also drinking milk. And in hindsight, I think this all makes sense why I had the stomach breakdown.
Yeah. Hey, Blake, I'm afraid to ask, but what was your breakfast, my dude?
I just had a bowl of Honey Bunches of Oats and Cheerios. It was nothing special. Just okay. Like sometimes I have that weird thing where like my blood sugar will just like tank on me out of nowhere, and then I need to eat something desperately to kind of get it in line. Or I think the worst it's got, it got so bad that I just couldn't stand, and I had to like sit, and I was just shaking and sweating and just not being able to think properly. It was really fucking scary. And
that sucks.
I have exactly 1 hour before I just pass out on you.
Yeah, before you suffer the horrible consequences of eating 3 corn dogs, a glass PB&J, half a glass of milk, all on an upset tummy.
Well, it wasn't that my stomach was upset. It was just like my blood sugar was super low. And then I ate something that then fucked up my stomach.
I like the approach, though. It really is just a scorched earth approach to solving your like blood sugar sitch, huh?
Yeah, I needed some nummies, dude.
Not some, all.
All right.
Many yummies.
As you can tell, we talk about dumb shit every week. Make sure to give us a lovely review on iTunes about, like, you know what somebody's going to be like, you know what my favorite episode of Spiritual Successor was, where they talked for 5 minutes about Blake's terrible eating habits. Fucking drinking milk and a corn dog. That's my favorite episode.
Okay, you talk shit, but like sometimes... Okay, so I experienced something wild while listening to a podcast the other day.
Oh, what?
I was listening to What's Good Gaming, and they were like, all right, we're going to try something new where we just jump right into the news at the beginning of the show instead of talking about all the dumb shit that we talk about normally. And I was so disappointed. I was like, no, wait. There's a million other game shows, like video game cast shows I could be listening to. I'd explicitly come to this one for all of your wacky, dumb shit.
All right. So are you saying the major appeal of this podcast is the dumb shit that we talk about in the first 10 minutes?
I'm saying that if we don't talk about our very personal dumb shit in the first 10 minutes, they could go to any dumb comedy game design podcast.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Our dumb shit is what gives it the right spin, my dude.
It's what gives it the zest, the priming for the fun games to follow.
Maybe I'm a weirdo, though. Maybe everybody else in the world is just like, I fucking hate these two hosts. Will they please just shut up and get to the part where they talk about the fun video games, please?
I don't know. Like, I actually, when you say that, there's this podcast I follow. You know it. To the audience. I listened to Story Break, and they were trying to make an episode about, like, what if Pixar directed a movie that was about shoes? So it's like Inside, but shoes. And they just went off onto this tangent about making a Pixar movie about toilets. And then it got into this whole debate of, like, where do you sit and how do you orient yourself when you go to the bathroom? And it had nothing to do with the movie at all. But that has to be, like, one of my favorite fucking things for podcasts ever.
Okay, I'm really glad that was the direction you went, because I was really afraid that you were about to tell me, like, actually, AJ, there is a podcast that I listen to where I fucking hate the hosts.
No. Honestly, I don't know. I think that randomness is kind of fun. But there's, like, this little balance. You can't, if you just, like, go the whole, because I feel like we have done it on the podcast, on Spiritual Suck before, where we just kind of spend too much time talking about, like, other things rather than developing a game.
No, that's never happened. We're very, like,
what are you talking
precise about? And very aimed and very, like, in and out, like a smooth cut. Just ka-chink. It's almost surgical what we do here.
Oh, okay. No, there has to be one. I think it was like, was it like? I honestly have no idea. All right. But there's more important news happening right now, AJ. I don't know if you knew this, but Watchdog from last week hit the market yesterday. Immediately got taken down by the FCC. But
yeah, we thought that the anagram thing would let us spin a couple days on the market, but no such luck. FCC definitely came down on us. But that didn't stop us from developing a full trailer.
Yeah, no, it's the only thing that exists of this game now. The game was
available. It's the only thing that was left up. The FCC said you can have that one.
All right, roll the clip.
Let me go ahead and roll that.
Bark, Spiritual Successor Studios. Hello and welcome to Watchdog, an excellent new video game where you can earn money and dox your friends and family. See people's search history, collect pieces of private data, and hunt real targets. Such carnage, much money. Wow fun. Wow fun. Wow fun. Wow fun. With every successful hunt, you will gain valuable information, giving you leverage over your competitors' lives and money. Safety is not guaranteed and neither is your privacy. Ha ha ha. Play Watch Dogs today.
What a good time.
We waited for like 2 seconds, and that was what you came back with, AJ.
Yeah, that was the heat I had. Look, that's the first time we did a cutaway, and like sometimes the low-hanging fruit is there for a reason.
I mean, at least you had a plan. I like your tenacity. I like that you just took the initiative. It was like, yeah, we're this good, high energy, love it. I'm
sorry. Did you have a better re-entry line?
No, I didn't. So I am not one to talk. But like, we hope you guys enjoyed that trailer. We are so fucking like, holy shit. Actually, this is like a huge thing. Like, we did the trailer for eBud, and that got us thinking, you know, like, hey, maybe we start doing some game trailers for like the games that we make. It's like a huge change for us. So we did it. Yeah, no, and it's kind of cool to mix things up every now and again, and we hope we can eventually go weekly, but for right now, it is going to be every other game. And the reason it plays in the following episode rather than the episode that is about it, it gives me a lot more time to kind of like do some actual sound design and some production value with it and write a proper script and all these things. Because AJ is a fucking fast editor and can edit the actual podcast like day after recording it. So like we record on Sundays, he edits it on Monday and then release on Tuesday, and that's just I just don't have enough time to do the trailers.
I mean, so long as we're over here parting the green curtain. The other reason why we want to do this a little bit later is because we want to make sure that when we go in for those writing bits, we're trying to come up with a little bit of original content for those trailers.
Yeah, we don't want to just rehash like the same jokes from the episode. So that's kind of what we experienced with the trailer, with the script for this one. Is like I'm so
the
passionate.
First draft was just like it was like a little piece of paper where Blake and me were like, remember these jokes we said? And then we're like,
no,
Beans, we said all these things already, didn't we?
But we hope you guys enjoy that. But we're past the 10-minute mark, and
well, you're the one that wanted to give them a full walkthrough of the factory.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, that's fair. Okay. Hopefully it was bearable. Hopefully they didn't just do the skip, like the 15-second thing. Like skip 15 seconds, skip 15 seconds.
That's my move. Do you want a video game idea?
Sure. You want to kick it off for us?
Yeah, I got one for you. This is a little bit of a playoff of, not to be here just celebrating our last victory too much, but a puzzle game where everything is in Morse code. The instructions, your inputs, the puzzles, everything. This comes from I Am Not Witty Enough from a Funny Name at ARP1033.
You know what would be kind of fun? Because, like, okay, the easy way of doing this is that you're just shown Morse code on the screen, and if you know how to read Morse code, that's the game, and you know that can be really easy. But what if you had to do Morse code that you like you had haptic gloves or something like that, where you have to feel the code rather than see the code, and then maybe there's a game that way?
Well, my original concept was just that like there is no menu. There's just like a black screen and boop, 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 boop. And you have to like figure out what's being said to you on repeat. And then you have to press the X button to give Morse code back.
You know what would be so cool, actually? What if it was like one of those games it's not so much a game, but it's like you're experiencing something. There was I forget the name of it, but it was like this, what are they called? Like, it was like a creepypasta. But it was much more than that, where it was like, it turns out the story is that it was this singular person that was in the deepest part of the ocean in like a submarine complex that was just sending out coded messages for people to pick up on. So what if it's like something like that, where it's like you get this Morse code and you're like, okay, what is this? And then you just like over the course of the game, you're getting more and more information that reveals the scope of this story. So it might be kind of cool to mix it up to where it's not just Morse code. It could start off as Morse code, but then it goes into Caesar ciphers, then it goes into C++ coding, then it goes into something like what's it called? The spectral audio, where it's like there's actually words in the audio waves and other things like that.
Okay, so what you're proposing is a game that like you're given a coded message, right? And the first coded message is like through Morse code, and you're like, I can solve that, no problem. So you solve it, and then you follow the instructions.
You get a piece of information,
and then after that you get a new coded message, and it's like, oh, this one's in a C cipher. All of the letters are rotated one way to like 4 or something like that. And so like your A is a D, standard, like your B
rotation
is an
13
F.
or rotation 18 would probably be like those are the standard Caesar cipher rotations.
Or you could do rotation 69.
All right, is that the stank you wanted to bring to this game, AJ? Is that the cool game that shouldn't be made? It's just us reading Morse code, but it turns out to be somebody's. The reason it's Morse code is because they were coding their sexts. That's what it's. It's just it's like some person in higher up in the government's like, I don't want these people knowing what I'm sexting, and it just.
And so he just sexts through Morse code?
Yeah, I guess.
Is that where you were going?
How unsexy is it to sex? You know what? I'm actually, the next time...
That's how our great-grandpapas did it in World War II.
They were sexting the enemy, but it's Morse code. What's the name? Wait, what's the name of that one? The one guy that the Enigma decoder guy. There was a movie written. There was a movie.
I'm sorry, John P. Ligma.
AJ, I'm not dealing with this today. I am not putting up with the Ligma shenanigans today. If anybody ever comes up and asks you that, say fuck you and walk away. Those friends are not worth it anymore. Also, Bentley's having a field day. He's very angry about this. Yeah,
he doesn't like this game idea. You want to move on to another one?
Sure, 1 second. Also, did you say who that submission was from?
Yes, that was from ARP1033.
Oh, man. Okay, hold on.
I agree, Bentley.
Wow, I'm just looking at my audio levels and just seeing them spike with Bentley. All right, this one comes to us from August of strong summer wind blows your hair in your eyes, at dust in your eyes. The inverse of Fall Guys, Rise Girls, a game where you compete to be the last girl standing in an arena where gravity slowly loses its grip on the contestants as the match goes on. So
before you go on, legally you have to tell me, is this your excuse to get up on a soapbox and talk about Fall Guys?
Fuck yeah, it is.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I knew what I was going into. Go off, my boy.
Well, oh fuck, dude, Fall Guys is so much fun. AJ and I have been playing that like almost every day since it came out, right?
Yeah, we're squeezing in a little bit of training every now and again. I would say that we're handling this game much like an actual esport, like I told our Patreon Discord I was going to. I hop in and I squeeze in probably like 2 or 3 sessions just to hone my skills, keep my skills and my ideas and my craftsmanship
sharp. Don't fall behind on the costumes, because that's a good tell of how much you play. You know, you don't, if you're just still rocking like the base costume, then you know that you're not keeping up appearances.
Well, here's the thing: is like I'm working and like training with some of the costume pieces, but I am trying to stay close to the base costume, just because as I'm calibrating my skill set with this game, I want to make sure that I am hyper attuned to what my hitbox is, and I don't want the distraction of the big toucan head like you're experiencing right now in our training sessions.
Well, see, yeah, the reason I chose the toucan head because it gives me that much bigger hitbox, and I can't say with certainty, but I like to think it's helping. For when I am playing the soccer game, where I just I'm moving a little bit, and also I use it as kind of a grappling hook to get over walls, or just I just latch it on there. Also, you mentioned something this last session that bothers the fuck out of me, and I think I want to apply it to Rise Girls. The toucan costume has teeth.
The toucan costume does have teeth.
Toucans don't have teeth, and I know because I have a toucan. They don't have teeth. They're weird. They have little straw tongues. That's the weird thing they got. So basically,
is it possible that toucan has dentures?
A toucan with dentures actually sounds like a very it sounds like a Warner Brothers cartoon a little bit. But do you remember that one game that nobody played, Inversion?
Of course I remember the one game that nobody played, Inversion.
So I want to do a game
what the hell are you talking about? What is Inversion?
Okay. So it was like this Gears of War ripoff, but the main thing of it is that, and I think if I remember correctly, I think it was also a subterranean monster came to attack us. But the main characters, it was a co-op game, couch co-op game, where you each had a gauntlet and a chess piece that would allow you to invert gravity. So you would be in these combat scenes where I want to get onto the building to the side of me so I can get a better angle and shoot from above on the monsters. So you could it didn't change the gravity for everything, but it changed it for your proximity. So imagine 60.
That sounds dope.
It sounded cool, and then the gameplay came out, and it was just really bad from what I remember. Let me convert. Okay, actually, let me take this train of thought really quick. What if you know how chaotic it can be to have 60 people in one room, or in one course? What if each one of them had a meter of or a charge meter where they can suddenly just change the gravity in their immediate vicinity? So imagine a platformer where you need to do, you've never played Marble Blast Ultra, have you?
No. Wait, yes.
Remember the levels that would require you to change the gravity to like orient yourself to continue on the platform?
Yes, I do remember that.
Imagine doing that, but with like 60 people who can also change the gravity whenever they want.
Okay, so you want Fall Guys called Rise Girls, and everybody has slight gravity manipulation.
Yes. So, and the whole thing is like the gravity normally pulls you down, but if the gravity gets switched, you suddenly start rising up, like the submission suggests.
What I really love about this is this would propose the idea that a group of like 20 or so people are all bundled up running along the same path, and then what happens if 4 of them press the gravity button?
Oh god. Oh my god, what if there was like some sort of thing where if you pressed it in the vicinity or at the same time as somebody else, like an explosion happens?
Well, my thought was that if you press the button, it inverts the last gravity that was done. So I'm going to run up and I'm going to say, oh, Blake, we're upside down now. And you're going to press the button and oops, we're upside down again. That just means we're normal ways. But what if that happens 30 times?
Oh my god. So it's just like, oh god. I just picture the screen losing its shit and then just glitch galore happening.
Yeah, I'm sort of imagining these little minions looking soft body dudos.
Hey, don't
just
sneak
sort
that
of
in. They don't look like minions. I know what you're doing there. AJ says they look like minions when we were playing.
They do
last
look like
time.
minions.
They do not look like minions. They don't.
I'm just imagining them sort of being ripped apart by the forces of gravity, and this is a very upsetting experience, but I do imagine them coming apart like Jell-O in space.
Ugh, like soft body physics, like just... Ugh.
Yeah, I'm thinking like the meat cube from the Gears of War 3 tech demo.
That's disgusting. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, when they were showing off Gears of War 3, they wanted to show off the bits and the goos, so they had like this like, check out this tech demo, and they just kicked around a meat cube. Yeah, I like the Fall Guys where you control gravity called Rise Girls. I think that's a good one to leave it on.
All right. Give me a game then, brother.
All right, I got one here from Philip K at Zaldine on Twitter.
What's up?
Pop Duo Superstar. A co-op idol sim where you and a random player have to make a pop duo together. Make up a name, write songs, and charm your way to pop superstardom.
Okay.
I'm imagining a game like Journey. Did you ever play Journey?
Yeah, I really love Journey. I went into that blind never hearing of it before.
Yeah, you remember how like in Journey, so for those that maybe don't know, Journey was this game where like you played as this like mute little duo that could jump and fly and sing songs. But when you were going on your journey, you would one day just like run into another little person that's exactly like you. And that's because that was another player. It was a random matchmaking thing, and you would then go on this journey with one other person. And you didn't really have any way to communicate with them other than just like, well, I can sing my little song and that alerts them, and maybe they'll come near me, maybe they won't.
So is this like a cutesy open world where just idols can meet one another and be
I want this to explicitly be that same idea of like you are partnered with one other person in the world that fires up this game, and you are once you're partnered up, that's it. That's who you're going to play this game with for the rest of your like 20-hour adventure. I'm thinking something like
is it something like, because I'm trying to figure out, because use Journey as an example. Are you trying to maintain this like sort of peaceful, quiet, like just adventure vibe, or is this like or were you just using that as
absolutely not? I think I'm just using that as an example. I think that the game itself plays more like a way out. Like I want this to be like a full narrative story. It's just that you are locked into playing this game with one other person somewhere else in the internet. And there's no real way for you to communicate with the other player other than the scripted character options that you have, right? You'll go into a dialogue thing and your character will have like 4 lines that you can say to the other character, and vice versa. You can only communicate with like the story tools that we give you.
Interesting. And so, it'd be kind of cool too, just to build, like, as you go through the game, you get more ways to emote. So like, oh my god, AJ, wait, hold on a second. So you start the game, you are randomly paired with somebody, which I love, because the idea of having to get to know somebody you've never met before and build something with them sounds like a really amazing experience. But as the game goes on, you two get new ways to communicate to one another. So at the beginning of the game, all you can do is just like do one wave, or you sing together, or you do something, and then you get more emotes. But eventually towards the end of the game, you actually get the option to voice call your partner. So like after like spending 20 hours together and just building up your own idea of who this person is, how they act, what do they find interesting, just seeing how they dress their idol character and how they want to choreograph things, then you get to hear their voice for the first time, and then just like have this
game
really
chat doesn't open up until like the final act.
Yeah, and then you can like actually have a conversation with this person and build this like really weird relationship, because you know each other but then you don't know each other.
Well, like, you know how each other act, and like what I love about this, okay, so the game suggestion had things like make up a name, write songs, and charm your way to superstardom. And so like what I love about this is like those can be like kind of like the rotation of the three different acts, right? Like there's the like, obviously you're gonna make up a name, and I think that's one of the first times that you really like see the feeling of the other player. Maybe each player gets to submit like a noun or a verb, and then those things get conjugated, and that makes your superstar name. Maybe it's something really awesome, maybe it's something really bad. You won't really know until your characters do it. But the part that I'm really interested in is the write songs portion of the game, because can you imagine trying to brainstorm an actual song with someone over the internet, and the only tools that you really have to create a song together are you like do a little composition, maybe in like GarageBand, and then you send it over, and you just get the notes yes or no.
Well, you know what might also be a good way of doing this, to where it's kind of it makes it a little bit easier to do, is what if it's like a Mad Lib situation where it's like you get a prompt and then you fill in select words of it. So it'll be like, it's your turn, so give me an adjective. It's my turn, give me a verb. It's your turn, give me a name, or a name that's meaningful to you or something, and then it's my turn. We go back and forth until we have this Mad Lib song. Then after it's in front of both of us, and we can pick, okay, here's our lyrics. What genre do we want to apply to this? And then it goes into the like actual instrument building mode. So it'll be I want this song to have four guitars.
I want to add one step before you can move on.
What are you thinking?
Both players have to agree that they like it.
Oh,
like I don't want this to be a game that like you can just like go through like, this is just what we're doing. I want like both players to reach a conscious decision where they're like, or both players are like, I am happy with this song. Let's move on to the next part of the game.
I'm sure whatever you're saying is super fucking funny and prime and awesome, but I heard almost none of that.
Oh no, is my internet acting up again? What I'm really interested in creating is the idea of collaboration where like you leave a project and both people are happy with it. So I want you to have this like song making phase where you propose an idea and the other player gets to say like, I don't like it. Let me try something.
You know,
and then like you swap parts and then you move on to the next one. I like the Mad Libs idea for the lyrics, but I really do want like a garage band section where the characters get to collaboratively create like an actual like jam song. Like again, like maybe it's just like selected options from that we've given the players, like garage band.
Also, you know what we could do? Okay, two things I want to pitch to that. One, I think there should be each character in their career gets 3 like cards, or like 3, you know, like in Fate, where they each have like 3 little marks that say, hey, you need to do this, and they can't refuse it. Each player could be like, hey, I feel really passionately about this. We have to do it. And they can use that 3 times in their career.
Yes. And that's going to affect the final act. Like whether, like if you like we're going to find some like, we'll call them like diva points or something, right? Like your character's going to act like a real diva and you just get to do it. Regardless of what your other person wants. Maybe they don't even get a chance to put the hand on the ball. You are deciding how this song feels.
Yes. And that could be like a source of drama. It could be a source of like, imagine when they get on the voice call, like what is their questions going to be? They'd be like, hey man, why'd you do that? And it just could be like this very, I don't know. I think games that have conflict or can like options for conflict in games makes them more like engaging.
Yeah, could you imagine like going through like what I want to try to encapsulate is like, did you ever play Mass Effect?
Oh, actually, no, I did not.
Okay, what I'm trying to create is almost this idea of like if you were to play Mass Effect with somebody that you had to share the entire thing with, and maybe like
that'd be cool.
Somebody's going to make a deal and say like, I'm gonna go ahead and sell our rights to this record label, and say that screws us over in the second act. If you made that call, I have to wait for a whole other act before I'm able to like talk to you in person and be like, hey Blake, why'd you make that call?
Yeah, and then just like, and then you figure out, here's the thing. The moment you get voice call, it's right before the final act, right? And during that call, you can figure out your group might break up after that phone call. You have, and it's something like this. It's not like an open voice call to where you can call as much as you want. You have 10 minutes to call this person, and you have like a timer of how long this conversation can be, because it's like it's right before you're going to go on stage for the final song. What is your last conversation going to be before this game ends? And then maybe it could be one of these weird poetic things where it's like you'd never talk to this person again, or depending on
I want to capture this moment of like the only time you're ever going to experience the ability to talk to somebody about this experience that you've had. The person you've shared it with will be right before you never interact with them ever again.
Yeah. Or we can do another route where you can stay together, because there is also this other idea.
Oh, yeah, but the game's over.
What if? Well, no. What if, like, say your idol career is successful? Maybe this is a world where, like, you guys make a song and want to share it. Then guess what? I can, like, there's a playlist I can go to of all of people's different songs. And then, like, you would actually get, like, upvotes or downvotes, something like Super Mario Maker. And then there is going to be the most upvoted idol team. There's going to be charts and ranks.
I was going to propose this wild idea. I think all the songs that you make in our video games engine, the players get to keep the license to.
Oh, that's cool as hell. And then you can upload it to video.
We're going to flood Bandcamp with our idol games music.
Oh, fuck. That's it. And that. There we go. Fuck yeah. Dude, hell yeah. All right.
I'm putting a pin in this because this rules.
All right. I'm going to give you another game. All right, this one comes to us from the tried and true submitter himself, level 9000, Drew Druid, Drew Davenport at _Davenporter. Animal Crossing, but instead of a village or an island, it's a new circle of hell you have to create and maintain. King of Hell Crossing. I love this because it's everything that Animal Crossing isn't. So imagine like the fervor, just think about it, AJ. Instead of turnips, what are stalks in hell? Is it skulls? Is it souls? Is it souls? How are you gonna design your island surrounded by lava? You can pick, maybe you wanna, you can also, like, before the game starts, like in Animal Crossing Discovery, you can pick your island. What if you could pick your different layer of hell? So, like, first layer of hell is limbo. Everything's gonna be kind of black and white and ashen and gray, but then you go to the 9th level of hell where it's a fucking frozen sea of skulls and souls,
so you want to create an Animal Crossing that's all heck themed, and you get multiple tiers.
Yes, and also we take a little note or a little beat from D&D's what's it called? What's it called? Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. There's two things that we can take from there. One, souls is currency. And they actually, like, it's people's souls are like cake, are turned into coins that they trade, and it's so fucking cool. But also, you can, all of the villagers that you get to your island, you have to strike a deal with that affects gameplay. So, like,
how would they affect gameplay? First of all, also the villagers are called sinners.
Okay, no, they have to be demons though. Like, I feel like that they have to be demons.
Okay.
Like, maybe. Okay, how about this?
I like the idea
villagers
that there are people
can be
that are
anything.
coming down to, like, they're the people that are like, oh man, I got sent to heck.
Okay, so and they get assigned to your island basically.
Yes.
So you have sinners and you have demons.
You're on one tier of heck. It's not really clear what layer of heck you own, but you own this one layer of it. And I think that then you get sinners sent to your level of heck, and they're like, do something with them. And you're like, oh man, now I got to figure out how to punish my sinners.
You know, it'd be really fucking funny, actually. But like
Is this
obviously,
just a game where you get to like bully and pester your sinners?
No,
like,
no. I feel
trash bags in front of their house.
I feel like the line is because this can very easily become into like, I want to be Satan and I just want to torture people, and that's not the game I want to make. I want it to be just as cute as Animal Crossing, but everything has this layer of just like kind of scariness. So it's just like, haha, I guess I gotta kick you off my island, which means you're gonna be frozen in the lakes of hell. And then it's just like, oh no! And it's still like kind of cute. Everybody talks in the Animal Crossing speak still. Okay. But so it's like, it's this really twisted cutesy. So here's what I'm thinking. Still, again, using Baldur's Gate Descent to Avernus, how that world works, it's like 8 layers of hell, but if you become a bitchin' enough demon, you can actually grow in the ranks of hell. So as the game goes forward and you make your islands in hell really good, and maybe you treat your people right or do whatever, you actually get more access to the different circles of hell. So you'll now have, like, at the end of it, you'll have 8 different islands to manage. I think it's just you do it the same way Animal Crossing does it, where it's just like as the days go on.
Give us a... Oh, okay.
It isn't a score, it's just a matter of time. So you can have like people doing the whole time jump thing on their Switch where like suddenly, oh shit, it looks like they own all 8 circles.
Okay, so if I just fire up Heck Crossing and wait 2 weeks, then I'll have all 9 Heck levels.
I mean, you could do a thing where it's like it takes like 9 years. Like each year is a different...
Okay, let's make it an arduous task. I'm into it.
So to play our game, you have to play it for 9 years. Are you digging on this idea? Are you not feeling it? I don't know.
Not quite feeling it. What
talking about hell is always a mixed
right?
bag.
So far, it's just Animal Crossing with a palette swap. I'm waiting for that stink from it. You know?
Oh, okay.
That thing that makes me say, "Oh, there's a video game."
How about this? AJ, Spiritual Successor Studios has made so much fucking money. Our last game alone got us so much money. We lost the majority of it in lawsuits and shit, but we still made a lot of money. I don't care about money anymore, AJ. I want the souls of my players. I want the souls of the people who play my game. You know what? There's some diehard people who play Animal Crossing out there. But
yeah,
you know what? You know what? Like, I'm afraid they're not going to be able to access 90% of this content unless they sign a Blood Pact, just a simple Blood Pact DLC, where like they go to the Nintendo eShop that doesn't charge any coin, doesn't charge any money. It just has a little. It just I didn't know if you knew this, but your Switch actually has a printer on the back of it. It'll print you out a little like burnt black, black edged
hey,
piece
Blake,
of paper.
I love you very dearly. Not to shut you down. You don't need to go through this this complex riddle. There is a user agreement. We can slide whatever we want in the user agreement.
No, I want to taste. It's like the devil from Needful Things. Like he wants the people buying his shit to know that like, hey, this is going to cost you your soul, because it's so much sweeter when they willingly give away their soul.
Do you think Ubisoft has done this to us already? Because I signed up and agreed to all sorts of shit when I tried to play the last Assassin's Creed game.
No, iTunes has totally bought your soul. iTunes and Google. If you have a Google account, tough to say you signed away your soul.
They
like
made
that Gmail.
One for
hope
me.
that Gmail was worth it.
Google made me one on their own. They said, hey, nice YouTube account you got there. You have a Google Plus account now. That's not fair. They just added that. Damn, they're so good at it, actually, huh?
Well, it's just so behind the scenes, man. So is that the stink you're looking for? A little bit of blood pact signing there?
A little bit of blood pact signing. Wow, I really hate that you fucked that up and then I fucked that up right afterwards.
It's not like we're like professional talkers.
I want one more. You know what, Blake? Why don't you hit me with another one?
You want me to hit you with another one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give because I know it was your turn, so I'm gonna give you the option here. I'm gonna read you 2, and then we're gonna decide which one we want to go with.
Okay.
So Marvelous Mop at Marvelous Mop suggests a game where you survive me. You mistyped my and now you shall pay. So I don't know anything about Marvelous Mop the person. But
I know that they could probably
thinking,
kick both of our asses.
Well,
what's the other option before we go off?
No. I want to explain the context of this really quick, and then I'll read you the other one.
It's in the text.
No. I want to use their new username. What if it's a horror game where you're being hunted by a mop? Think about that.
Okay.
All right.
I'll sit on that.
And this one I really love. It's from Blue at Blue Substitute, a game about this book We're the Crawdads.
We're the Crawdads.
So it's about two Crawdads on some sort of like Octodad adventure. So it's a strictly co-op game where you play one Crawdad and I play the other Crawdad, and we're hunting for our kiddos. But maybe our kids are like human, so it plays at that angle a little bit. It's not like Crawdad kids. And I don't know if you know anything about Crawdads, but they're really small.
And they have really the pinchy hands.
They're really scary looking. I don't like crawdad. I just don't like any sort of ocean bug creature, really.
You just hate crustaceans, huh?
I hate crustaceans. They're really creepy.
Crawdads, lobsters, crabs.
Mantis shrimp. Oh, we've talked about mantis shrimp. Are they fucking insane looking?
Hey, wait a minute.
This thing looks adorable, actually. I'm looking at this crawdad, like, lifting its arms up, like, what the fuck, man?
Hold on really quick. Crawdads are like the lobster-looking dudes, right?
Yes, they're lobsters, but they can, like, they're not much bigger than a couple of your fingers.
Yeah, crawdads are really cool, actually.
What the fuck are you talking about? These things are scary looking.
They look radical as hell.
You a goober.
I like it when it puts its hands up like, what the fuck are you gonna do about it, bud?
Oh wait, there's actually more. I guess I didn't I guess I didn't open it. This actually changes the game quite a bit. The name of the book is called Where the Crawdads Sing. So this is going to be a singing game about crawdads.
I don't like that. I like just where the crawdads are, and then the little text on the side that just looks like it says cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
But what do you think the cha-cha-cha is, dude? It's crawdads doing the cha-cha.
It's obviously a crawdad war chant.
Well... Okay, so are you implying that this is like a Goose Game sort of thing where these crawdads have to cha-cha-cha to get their way on each level?
I think
it's a cooperative Goose Game. Like, it's just like,
Goose?
what if... Goose Game?
Oh, the Untitled Goose Game?
Yes, the Untitled...
I'm familiar with the Untitled Goose Game. Sorry, yeah. I thought you were talking about some sort of titled Goose Game, and I was so very lost. I had no idea what you could have possibly been giving a reference to.
Okay, so imagine it's you and I playing a cooperative Goose Game, but we're crawdads, and we're hunting for our
I'm sorry, one
children.
more time. A cooperative what?
A cooperative Untitled Goose Game.
Thank you. It's so important.
It's just such a fucking mouthful, though, man. Just call it Goose Game. Everybody knows what you're talking about.
No, because Goose Games are different. What? I don't know how, but they're different.
No! Name another Goose Game. There might be some cheap knockoff.
There's probably some other Goose Game that has a title and it's just titled Goose Game.
I'm gonna type in Goose Game into Google, and what I get, it's all Untitled Goose Game. Everybody knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
Well, that's the Untitled Goose Game.
Even Bentley, I just typed in Goose Game, and then it's like because you type in Goose Game, you don't need to say the whole thing for people to get it.
I looked up Goose Game and I got goosegame.io, multiplayer goose battle. So
multiplayer. Wait, what the?
Who the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about, huh?
Multiple.
Because I just fact checked you and you're wrong.
You're right. I was wrong, but like.
Hey, you walked me through it. You said I'm doing it right now, and look, it's the Goose Game. But wait, I just proved you wrong. So did you just lie to me on air? Hey, Blake, Rhea.
No, AJ, something more important happened. So I type in multiple goose battle, and one of the first things to come up was there's this clip of Russia, like a crowd of people surrounding these geese that are fighting each other. Like it's some Fight Club situation, and you know what they call it? They call it foul play. Because birds are called fowls. That's fucking genius, actually. Okay. So what are we doing? Is this gonna be a like duck game? Speaking of birds, it's gonna be like duck game where it's just a bunch of crawdads in a tank that are fighting each other.
I do think it's just a crawdad battling game. Yeah. Maybe it's a fighter. Well, what? Okay. I'm sorry. How does this have to do anything with Where the Crawdads?
Okay, so maybe
it's
how about
finding game. Maybe it's like the Hellish Kingdom Hearts Pirates of the Caribbean level.
Okay, so you're saying, you're right. You bring up an interesting thing. It's like Where the Crawdads, and we're not going with the actual name of the book, Where the Crawdads Sing. Actually, but that's how you track them. You hear their singing, you play their kids,
singing, and you follow them.
You play their kids because they're looking for their crawdads, and they are trying to find crawdads.
That was a good one.
I don't know. I don't know if like the reason they submitted it was because Crawdad has dad in the name, or if they were thinking about like what happens if a Crawdad would sing, and I have no idea. But I like that. Does that mean every Crawdad is a dad? Is that
every Crawdad is a dad? Yeah. That's,
what does this
otherwise they'd be Craws.
All right. I don't know. I think I lost the bit.
There's not really
Crawdad
a joke
is a funny
there.
word, even though the
yes, every Crawdad is
scared
a dad.
the shit out of me.
Hey, did I lose you again?
You still there, buddy boy?
What's up, Blake? It's your boy on his phone again this week because his internet failed twice while recording. I'm going to kick my entire internet's ass, and really I'm gonna find that router. I'm gonna throw it into the corner, and I'm just gonna beat the shit out of it. Now, I'm not a violent person by nature, but ooh, my man, I'm really goosed.
Lose it.
Now I'm the goosed one.
Okay, so you bring up an interesting question. Is the main villain of this game gooses? Like you have, or geese? Geeses.
What the fuck are we talking about? I thought this was a Crawdad game.
Well, no. What I'm saying is you play the kids of the Crawdads trying to find their dads through their singing, but the level is dangerous because you have to avoid a bunch of geese with large teeth running about.
What does that play like?
It's a sneak game. It's Metal Gear Solid, but you're a Crawdad.
Oh, okay. I'm ready to pick our nug.
All right. Do you want to figure out your internet before we get to that point?
No, we're just going to use my phone's cellular data again this week.
Oh, there we go.
I think our nug is the co-op Pop Idol game.
Is the what? Your internet is
You're not even on the internet anymore. You're in my phone.
All right. Now I can hear you better now. It was just glitching out when you were talking a second ago.
This has become an ordeal. So we just got to dig deep. We got to push this to the final line. Final crossing line. Are you ready? Can you do this with me?
Yes, I'm ready.
And we're gonna kind of speed run this final.
I have 8 minutes before I pass out live on air, so we gotta go. Like we talked about this, so we got like 3 minutes to do our nug, and then
it is really
do
convenient
a boss fight,
that my
and then
internet and your body are going to give out at roughly the same time.
Okay, what's our nug, dude?
I think our nug is going to be the Pop Idol co-op game.
Okay, I'm down with that. So where do we want to take it? Is there a story here? Is there like what when you start out, is it like an open world where you have to like wander together? Yeah, that's where my worry is, right? Like I know that we start this game and we've already implied the idea that like you don't have very limited ability to cooperate and like talk to your co-idol. But I think that maybe what this means is we need to incite some reason that you maybe will have wanted to talk to your idol, right? We need a little bit of dramatic irony, something that we can tell each player so that they can sit on that until that last 10-minute phone call, right? I want to hit that final 10-minute phone call and be able to say like, oh my God, you didn't know that your dad is a secret Trump supporter. How specific, AJ? I wonder. Okay, here. I just kind of want to go. I want to hit the beats of the game. So the reason our two characters come together is because of at the beginning of the game you say, hey, you get like a text message or a letter or whatever. Tonight's your big shot. You show up to this warehouse where we're gonna be doing like a party and just give us a performance. And then something goes wrong. That you didn't know it was going to be, like this is story-wise, you didn't know that it was going to be a duo performance, and that's where you get paired with somebody random. Yeah. So then you guys do your first performance together. It's going to be awful because you guys aren't in sync. Well, maybe it can go good. It's like the actual gameplay is a Dance Dance Revolution thing, where it's like a quick time event, or you need to.
I love the idea that your first time doing it is like a little mini game of like. Simon Says, like player 1 enters in like a bunch of inputs and then player 2 has to do them.
Yeah. And then like after that there's a cutscene of like, hey, you guys totally can do this. I think you just got to keep singing together, something like that.
Yeah, and then like you would go to talk to your other player, but you're only given the 4 like dialogue options, like a Mass Effect or something.
And as
obviously,
you guys
if it's a video game lead protagonist, one of them is of course going to just be Ellen Page, and the other is going to be probably also Ellen Page, I think.
They're both they're both voiced by Ellen Page. One's voiced by Ellen, the other one is voiced by Page. Damn, bum, got it. So then it's an open world where you need to travel together to other venues. So like
maybe not open. Well, you said my least favorite video game word is my problem.
What, open world?
Yeah. What if
what if it's like a condensed open world like Yakuza? Like it's just like, hey, this is like a city block that like, hey, you need to gear up for the next performance at this lounge or this ballroom, this casino. There's like one costume shop that you continuously have to go back to buy new costumes for every performance. And
yes,
then
and
there,
like you two can like divvy up the jobs, right? So like the objectives will be decided in the cutscene. In the cutscene, like maybe Ellen 1 will say like, I'm going to go ahead and go pick up those costumes. And Ellen 2 will be like, okay, I'm going to make sure that we get all of our gear to the stage to go do our cool music performance. But each one of them can fail their mission. And you will have no idea why the other one maybe failed their mission because you had to take care of your own job.
Mm-hmm. And then from there, it could be that affects the difficulty of the performance. So, like, if you fucked up the gear,
and you won't be able to talk to your like partner about it until the final act in the game.
And like, I think it would be kind of cool if this whole game only took like 3 hours to beat, because it'd be nice. Because like, imagine like, how do you schedule getting back online with that person? Like, how do you schedule doing this? How do you schedule?
You have to page them like Ellen Page. You have to
my
Ellen Page them.
They got a notification on their PS4 like, hey, this person wants to play. Get online.
This person would like to play. Please get online.
Your partner is waiting for you. Okay, but
yes,
you know,
yes,
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. And then
because like what I love about this is like by creating like an 8 to 10 hour long adventure that is mandatory co-op with your one single partner, we've created a game that very few people are going to finish. We've created a delectable little experience, right? It's the games that are hardest to acquire that are really just like the most delectable. Take that one game,
and I think,
that horror game from last year. What was the name of it? Devotion? Ooh, such a delectable game that no one can play it now.
So what if like you do this as an incentive to, oh my God, this is it. The game ends with you getting a record deal, and the record deal is the ability to share your music immediately to Bandcamp. So you can't share any of your music unless you beat the game. So like there's this incentive being like, hey, my album's out, the album I made with, you know, mysterious person on the other side of the world. And that's like a kind of a trophy. It's like, yeah, you beat the game. Like you could show off the album that you made because you got a record deal in the game.
Yes.
All right. That's a game. AJ, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Well, actually,
we gotta think of a name.
Well, actually, we might have a little bit more than that, huh? Because just all the pausing and other shit, huh?
Yeah, we probably have a little bit of wiggle room, but we do need to think of a name.
As it turns out, my body is in sync with AJ's internet, so when his internet dies, I go to sleep for just a little bit until it comes back on, believe it or not. And it's also vice versa. If I go to sleep, AJ's internet doesn't work.
Now, Blake.
Yes.
You are the man that knows more music stuff than I do.
Really? I always felt like you were more. Well, I feel like you and I.
I don't know any music
genres.
terms.
Okay.
So what I'm going to request of you is that you give me a music pun off of the hit video game title Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond Two Souls?
Yeah, if you could hit me with a music pun in that name, we're gonna have our name for our game. Done.
Okay, hold on. Let me think for a second. Okay. I'm trying to think of a way of putting an arpeggio in it. Beyond Two Arpeggios.
Well, that's not really a pun so much as he just swapped a word. That's okay. I'm going to let you take it one more time.
Beyond Two Sopranos. They both begin with S. Is that close enough? Beyond Two...
I hate you. Hey, what the fuck? Beyond Two...
Beyond Two... Okay, what if we can put Rhapsody in it a little bit? Idle Rhapsody!
Rhapsody's not bad.
Yeah, like I just call it Rhapsody, or be
Might
Idle
I
Rap.
suggest
I want to put
Scamp?
Idle. No, you need to put Band Scamp's pretty good. Also, but no, you need to put Idle in this. And if Idle Live has taught me anything, you have to have Idle in the name.
You're right. We do need to
I've
have
never
the word
watched Idle.
in there.
Heads up. I don't know what that. All I know is it's about cute anime girls that like to sing and want to be famous. That's all I know about it. Also, Vibratio is a name that you can work with. Let me just read some stuff off to you. How about
Okay,
that?
yeah. Hit me with some music words.
Okay. Alto, allegro, bar, cadence, canon, clef, coda, crescendo, dal segno, diminuendo, fermata, flat, forte. It's giocoso, but I thought it was glucoso, and I'm like, what? Legato, motif, idle.
Hold on. Legato?
Legato, yes.
Might I suggest idle legato?
Idle legato? I thought you were going to go legato my ego, but like, I don't know. Pizzicato. Pizzicato. Is that, man, I bet you I'm butchering most of these.
Probably, yeah.
Quintuplet, Rhapsody, retardando.
I do like Rhapsody a lot. Where can we go with Rhapsody?
All right, let's go Rhapsody. So Idle Rhapsody, Rhapsody Idols, Rhapsody Live.
Rhapsody Live is it. Are you kidding?
You like that one? All right,
I
cool.
love that one.
Fuck yeah, Rhapsody Live. That's it. We ready for patch note?
Let's go to patch note.
Do we need any bosses for this week?
Okay, you're right. You know what? Let's dig around for one boss.
Okay.
I'm going to need you to do that because my internet has shat itself so hard it's dead. My laptop still doesn't have it, and my tablet still doesn't have it.
Oh my god. Philip recommends Dr. Straight Edge. So it's like you are an idol group that's going up against like this music snob. He's like, only symphony is like the standard music. Or we can make it a little bit more hip and interesting. It's like somebody today who's trying to make music but is always saying they just don't make music as good as they used to anymore, so I'm just gonna I don't understand or respect any band that was made after 2002, you know.
And he's like his
the death
his
of
type
Nirvana
of
was the
music
death
is
of
like
music.
His music style is like 2002 R&B. That's why he still has like the word Dr. Straight Edge, right? Because like wasn't it like all those like early 2000 like that's when we had like Dr. Dre. That's the only doctor I can think of. But I'm sure
yes,
there was
AJ,
others.
Early 2000s where there was plethora of Dr. Dre. Like
we had so many.
Okay, so Dr. Straight Edge is our rival throughout the game. And it'll be kind of like Pokemon-esque where you can kind of see them growing and like the fan base that they're getting but their fan base is like wicked fucking toxic.
Yeah, and you can run into them in town, and like then you can like do a little busk off. Like, it's a little quick time event where you can try to outbusk them.
Oh, that sounds fucking radical, actually.
But don't get too distracted trying to outbusk your rival because then you're gonna fail your mission.
Yeah, you lose
and
time.
And you gotta get those
mission.
Costumes.
Oh fuck! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! I love it. All right, cool. Dr. Straight Edge.
So good to just like absolutely get more money than Dr. Straight Edge, and just rub his dumb, stupid nose in all of your cool busking earnings.
And depending on if you win or lose that busking, you actually get benefits the next time you go against him. So
my thought was that if you beat him and you kick his ass super hard, you'll have more money to like upgrade your equipment when you go off and do the missions. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you, Philip. God, one day I'll get your name right. I'm sorry. They teased me on our Discord, like Blake got my name wrong again. I'm like, I don't know. Throw me a fucking bone here.
Yeah,
are you ready for patch notes?
Yeah, let's go ahead and go over to patch notes.
Hell yeah. Hey everybody, and welcome to Patch Notes. Really quickly, before we end the episode, we ended up coming across something really major that happened last weekend involving the Lunar Light people and two of our previous guests, Blue and Haley.
So Blue and Haley have recently been accused of abuse and professional misconduct. It's a bunch of baggage and a bunch of shit that has no place in a professional setting. And Blake and I thought really long and hard about what to do about that and how that affects our library. And we came to the decision to go ahead and remove those episodes with Haley and Blue. We don't stand for that kind of activity. We don't stand for that kind of treatment of your friends. And that has no place in our legacy.
Mm-hmm. So if you're looking to support the people affected, go check out all the people formerly from Lunar Light. There's a bunch of great content creators out there that are going to go on and move past this thing and do really amazing things, and they can use your kindness and support.
Hopefully we'll have some more of them on the shows that we do here in the near future.
Hell yeah.
It would be really awesome.
Until then, thank you everybody for listening.
Our intro and outro is Cheap Shop by Anamanaguchi, an excellent song from an excellent band for an excellent game. I'm AJ Hart.
And I'm Blake Rea.
This has been Spiritual Successor, and these are cool games
that should not be made.